We just played better. We executed better. We did some bonehead things to start the game. And we tackled better on defense. We missed some tackles early and took some bad angles and once again we were our own worst enemy in that first half. In a lot of ways. Two personal foul penalties, a late hit, and one other penalty. But I like the way the kids hung together, and when we to a man, the whole football team, we didn't feel like we played well in the first half, and I didn't have to say much at halftime because they came together as a group and they said we're going to go out and win this football game, and they took control of the situation. They were not happy with how we executed, and we fixed it, and we played a lot better. We didn't play perfect in the second half either, but we played better than we did in the first. He's just a good football player. I get tired of hearing people saying, he's a possession guy, he's this, he's that. He's just a heck of a football player, and he's a leader. He's a competitor. He's everything you want in a football player. And to his credit, he became the all-time receptions leader, and that's something to be proud of. Something everybody's proud of. I think our team's growing character-wise. I think they're growing in their confidence, and where we need to keep growing is in our consistency and our execution, and the mindset of our guys. Our guys aren't getting rattled right now when things happen to them. Not as rattled as their head coach does. I mean, that's not doing much for my blood pressure, but ultimately we just got to, we just need to once again fix the things that are hurting us. We got to make people beat us. We can't beat ourselves, and at times we do that, and it's just something we got to keep working at and keep trying to grow as a football team.
Yeah, they definitely pushed it to the edge, and I mean, I wouldn't. It did a little bit, but not too much. Now that we got adjusted, and we knew that coaches wanted us to make sure we got our eyes back on him for a different play call if they happen to throw a tight end or take a tight end out or something of that sort, to where we'd have different personnel. So, I mean, but once we got keyed into it and we were expecting it, it really didn't. I don't think it affected us that much. Well, a key example was Phil. I mean, after the offense and defense broke from their coaches, he stepped up and said, I mean, basically we know we can play. I mean, we've made a ton of mistakes that weren't in our nature, and we just need to go back there and fix those out and get rid of them and move forward from them, because we know we're not playing Nebraska football.
I have a lot of confidence in all the guys, really. But obviously Nate and Todd, those are my go-to guys. And, Menno's starting to, get mentioned up there with those two guys. He got hurt. He got dinged up a little bit. And so, we had Nate and Todd had to play pretty much every position, during that stretch when Menno went out. So, I'm comfortable, with all those guys. And, obviously Nate and Todd are, just growing up in the system together. We just, kind of have the chemistry where we just know where each other's going to be and what kind of routes they're going to run, and when they're going to convert different routes. So it's just confidence in those guys, because I've worked with them for so long.
Yeah, I told Joe thank you for just lofting that up there so I could think about it for a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. It's a lot easier when he just throws a dart out there and you get it fast and you're able to just run with it. But I kind of had to wait for it for a second. But we've been waiting to run that play all day, waiting to set up those corners with a couple slants and inside breaking routes, and it was just time to exploit them a little bit and go over the top. It's a great honor just to be named up there with those guys, and to be put on a list like that. Anything here at Nebraska that you're up on an all-time list is a great feeling and a great honor, to be up there with them.